I've been thinking because I've been playing Diablo 4 that from a Christian I'll put, you know what I'm saying, okay, maybe you're not supposed to be playing anything like that, you know what I'm saying? But this is my main point. Like, that's just what I wanted to get to. Is it okay to play something like that because it's gory or something like that? Like, okay, if you know the story, you're fighting hell, kind of, but you're not really fighting hell. You're like fighting Lilith, who now, okay, scripturally speaking, she's not in it, and I don't know when the myths of Lilith became as a demon queen. I'm not sure when they started. I'm not sure when they came about. I would have to look through some things and try to find out when the first appearance she made of, like, I guess it's the beginning of it is when Eve and Adam were together, and Lilith, and like she was like she was born of like their sin or something, or like the devil is that she was with the devil, or I don't know the whole story on it. So, but the story of Lilith in Diablo is a lot more. This is the reason why I don't think it's that bad. First of all, it's a fictional setting. It's not about God. There's nothing that says, like, you know, Jesus is coming back and you're like a fighter who's trying. There's nothing that has like God, biblical, like anything in it. Now, there'll be like churches and cathedrals and things like that, like ancient times, you know what I'm saying? Like, not ancient times, it was medieval times, but there'll be things like that, and there'll be like a priest that gets murdered or something like that, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, when you look at the whole story, well, in one scene, like, because the people go crazy over the demon, so you're looking at it as, is it worth like you trying to defeat this evil and going into this bad stuff? That's how I kind of look at it. Like, am I going into this bad stuff to defeat something wrong and to do something wrong, or am I just trying to be wrong myself and just like all the gore and just tearing stuff up and stuff like that? Like, because there's a lot of blood in it. There's a lot of stuff in it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember when it was a big deal as a kid, man. Whenever you got Mortal Kombat and you had to enter the blood code. Yeah, there was a code before any of this stuff happened. Before there was blood in games and anything like that, there was a code you had to put into Mortal Kombat to make it gory. Almost like a parental advisory thing. But here's my thing. Okay, so am I wrong for playing it? I know I'm not 100%. I know I'm not right. Like, God isn't like, yeah, get all those things and freaking beat Uber Lilith and stuff like that. Like, he's not like that. But you know what I'm saying? I don't think if you're fighting hell, doing it for the right reasons, but the story doesn't really give any reason why you're doing it or who you are. And I just don't see it being really that bad. Maybe it's bad, but what video games aren't bad right now besides sports? And you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm playing like baseball. I was playing football, and I love airplane games, man. My favorite thing. I was gonna get a gamer chair and everything with the airplane things. But back to it, and I don't know how long I'm really going to be playing it, if I'm going to stay for all 4 seasons. I don't know if I'm a gamer like that for this. One of my YouTubers I've been watching made a point, like, that a lot of the fan base is going to go away because, like, they're not, like, hardcore Diablo 1 players, which I never really even got into this stuff. I got into this stuff, if it's a funny reason. Really talk about it, but it got me hip to it, and then I started playing it, and it was funny, and that I ended up playing it. Is it morally wrong just for violence itself on this scale, you know, or to just go into hell and to fight these things, or does not really looking at this as a discussion of how to improve the game or things like that? It's like I said, it's not biblical. It's a fictional story. It's made up. Diablo is called Devil, so I think they messed up. I think they messed up when they called it Diablo because maybe they meant it to be the devil, but maybe I think they tried to make it mean hell, and they maybe thought Diablo was hell. Maybe I don't, I don't know because the game isn't really centered around the devil. And here's the thing: maybe it's wrong, maybe it's not. I don't know, but there's just ways I look at it, like where it's cool, like just something to do, and that's really my only question is like on this rant. If I'm sitting on a level that makes God uncomfortable whenever I'm doing that. Because, yeah, there's better things I could do. I mean, there's more books I could read and stuff like that. But, I mean, it was just something to do. And I kind of wanted... I like being his fighter, like a fighter for him, not a fighter like... I like being a fighter for him and a disciple of him, which I mean is like... I like fighting battles for him and being tough for him. And I also like receiving his messages and just carrying it out and just, just letting people know about God. What no one has really brought up besides like, like end game content and like the end game hustle and stuff like that. It's like, what I would do with it is probably add like exotics, bro, like Destiny. Thought about this, but that's not really the conversation I was getting into. Remember, I'm coming back in and I'm editing this. I wouldn't make exotics. Like I was thinking of making a weapon class, so maybe the people on the later tiers, like whenever they're in the 70s, 80s, whatever, have like special weapons they can get that make it interesting to keep going on different quests or something like that. But that's not really what it's about. It's about... Is this just another form of something wrong or that? And then you get into like, is it wrong? Like, like what is different God's game? Like, what's a game, like, is it just stuff for kids that you can play, or you're just not supposed to game at all, or something like that? Like, because if I play Ace Combat and I'm tearing something up across the sky like that, you know what I'm saying? Because I love airplanes. And I love, like, Wingman, Project Wingman, and I'm going and I'm tearing something up or something like that. Like, that's a person too. So it's not a person. That's also my point. It's not a person, but that's might even be worse because I'm not fighting hell. I'm just fighting a war that I don't even understand. Play WoW, and that game took forever to level up. I'm kind of where I'm at with that. Wow, man, this is gonna take a while, and it's just, I don't know. You do the same. It's more repetitive. The one thing that someone brought up that I looked at was it's like cut and paste dungeons. Which is like true to me. It's like kind of like they're all supposed to be unique, but they're kind of like the same thing. I mean, they're unique where they have different things inside of it, different things you have to fight, but they're not like looking that different. And then there's also none of them where you have to go into hell to fight. You know what I mean? There's none of that. So my question is like, as someone who's playing it, probably won't play it. Like, I seen the fight. I don't think I think I can win that fight, but I just don't know if I'm gonna be like a long-term player in that game. Like, I want to be a rogue. I haven't done that, and that sounds like it'll be fun, but just doing the same thing over and over like that. Like, I like doing the same thing over and over when it's baseball. Like, you play a new game over and over and over and over. Or you, like when it's Destiny. Like, when the maps just look cool. When you're just flying in on ships. When this is happening, this is happening. Now, you cannot tell me that this Diablo 4 game is better than Destiny in its prime. In its prime. Now, I'm not saying it's in its prime now. In its prime, when you could do... That was like Halo, but it was even more, dude. You had superpowers and everything. It was crazy. Like, that game was a good game whenever it was going on, like, and everybody was into it. So I don't think Diablo 4 is as good as that. I think Diablo 4 is a good game. I could bring up a whole category of things that I think that might need to change or address or keep the same, because there's some decent parts. I think it's a lot deeper of an issue. I think that it appealed to a mainstream audience. It had, like, for video games, like, it went out of its way to get people to play this game, right? And on a big scale. So, like, I saw something on it, like, losing numbers or something like that. Like, yeah, it is bad that it's losing numbers, because I'll make this point about it. Because they're trying to be popular. They're trying to make it a popular type of game, and maybe they can't do that. But, I mean, they did. It sold a lot. So, I mean, it's a popular game, but, like, the fan base is falling off. Yeah, the fan base falls off of every game. I know that. But not every game. Baseball game, like sports games can keep people into it because they keep releasing new. It's like they keep releasing new gear and stuff like that. Maybe that's what Diablo does too. It releases new boards and things, and I don't even know what's coming in Diablo. I'm not a player of these type of games. I told you I played WoW, and I did get to a high level, but it was when I was a young man, and I only played this because I've heard of Lilith. Like, I thought that I wanted to check it out. I wanted to really just check out what, like, this. I'm always interested in what people think, like, demons are or angels are. Like, the angel in there is a total. That's such a waste of an angel. Like, that's not how angels act. Like, but you know what I'm saying. Here's the thing: the story is different. It's not like God is there and he made this angel. Like, in this story, it's not like God and the devil. That's why I'm saying it's like a whole different thing. It's like watching Harry Potter, but it has hell in it. It's like, no, it's not like that. But what I mean is, it's the angel and her, I guess, created humanity. So we know that's not true as Christians or things like that. So right off rip, I know that I'm not playing something that's real, because they're saying that this angel and this demon created, like, the world and stuff like that. Now, like, you just get to the point where it's like, is it always wrong? Is it wrong to do any type of things like that and violence like that? And then it's like, if it's fictional and stuff like that, I don't know, man. This is where I'm stuck. Like, I don't think I need to be saved to stop playing Diablo, bro. I think people get saved to quit drugs and, like, bad addictions with sex and just bad things they find themselves doing and stuff like that, and or because they want to improve their life in a better way and things like that. I don't see this as, like, being so bad to me. Like, plus it feels like you're kind of honorable when you're going in there and you're trying to slay demons and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? It's like kind of a cool thing to do. I don't know. I mean, I would personally leave them alone if they weren't, like, terrorizing towns and stuff like that. They can have their own whatever. I don't really care as long as you're not interfering with God's stuff, and God said it's okay for you to do it and you have your own stuff. But if you're going into, like, towns and destroying them and stuff like that, like, I'd want to help it. You know what I'm saying? Like that. It's just cool. It's a cool story. I'm not trying to get Christians to play it. You can argue that it's as bad as listening to certain music or certain other things that people say. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, we're surrounded by a lot of stuff, and it's hard to pick and choose. That's why I'm just questioning myself. And I don't think it's going to be much longer that I play it, but I'm just questioning if it's okay to do. because I can just play baseball. I'm cool.